So, good afternoon. Let me just change that. Okay. Okay, okay. Super. Good afternoon. Good evening. It's Michael here from the Founders Formula. And today we have a new interview with an amazing guest, someone that we met along the way a couple of weeks ago, but I will not share everything right now. But before we get started, I just wanted to ask you, do you guys know what is the Founders Formula about? So let me share with you a little bit about what we do, and then we will go on to our guest. So let me just go here, and what is the Founders Formula? It is a place where founders share their story, their struggles, and the habits that transformed their lives. So we too can transform ours and rise with clarity and purpose. So our guest today is going to be Ben Clinton. So just as far from what I know from Ben, so Ben is the top 10 global speaker of the next top 10 speaker tournament. He is also the founder and chief strategy of Beacon Administrative Consulting and a school transformation expert. And Ben has raised over $30 million around for different projects. So let's welcome our guest and welcome Ben. Good afternoon, Ben. How are you?
Good afternoon. Fantastic. It is such a pleasure to be here. Mikhail, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Let me just stop the screen sharing so I can see you. Yes, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, like I said, a real pleasure to be here. I'm a fan of your work. I dug in when we met. I looked at what you're doing and the interviews that you've done, and man, I'm a fan. I quickly became a fan of yours.
Mm, thank you so much for sharing. Sorry, I cannot hear you properly. I'm very sorry. Just give me a
Okay,
second. Headset. I've got a bit of a technical issue. Can you hear me?
I can.
Can you say again?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I guess I will just use the audio from the screen. Sorry, sorry, speaker. There we go, that's better.
All right, can you hear me now?
Super, yes, yes,
All
yes.
right, perfect.
Well, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much again for your time. So today I just wanted to ask you a few questions, Ben, talking a little bit about your story, uh, what do you do, and some of like the advice that you would give to people, and some of the habits that help you do and transform your life. So tell me
Yeah,
a
well,
little bit.
I'll fill you in on what I'm doing now. I, I guess in June, I left a career 21 years in education. I'd been a deputy superintendent and superintendent of schools for years to go full time into a consulting business. And for the past 6 months, I've been consulting, helping schools and small businesses with training, professional development, and coaching. And so I've been able to help a couple of schools set up special programs and really strategically plan out and deliver some things that they wanted to do, and then provide some training to small businesses. I'm really going into that area. But
Mm,
it's funny the crossover. So much of what helped schools succeed is exactly what small businesses need. It's so much about teamwork and strategy and the problem solving method. Same thing that it took to turn around schools is what it takes to turn around and move businesses forward.
that's so. Would you say that running a school is sort of like it's like running a business?
Well, at least that's the way I approach it.
Mm,
But I think it's part of my background. I got a degree in economics. Actually, funny story. Never planned on even becoming a teacher. Got a degree in economics from Rice University, and if you're from the southern part of the United States, Rice University, prestigious school, Ivy League of the South, really good school that I had a chance to go to. And I can remember I was supposed to go and become a doctor. I went to school with the intent of becoming a doctor, but the summer before I went off, I did rotations with doctors. And five doctors spent a week with each of them, and they were all a little disgruntled about what they were doing. And I realized I didn't like what they were doing. But I spent a week with the vice. I spent a week with the vice president of the UT Health System, and sat in board meetings and strategic planning, and just fell in love with it. I said, "Oh man, that's what I want to do. Whatever it is, I want to be in administration and business decisions." And I went back home and I broke my mom's heart. I said, "Mom, I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm going to major in economics." And so she was disappointed for a little while, but I think I made up for it because after I graduated,
Mm.
I went on to teach. I was going to teach for 2 years, but it got its hooks in on me. I loved teaching. I loved the fact that I was having an impact on kids, that I was doing something for my community, that I was
Mm.
helping to build the future for everything around us. And so I stuck with it, went on to become a principal, deputy superintendent, and superintendent.
Wow.
And
And how?
along the way, used the skills from that economics degree to treat the schools. Yeah, it's a person centric and it's very centered on students, but I use the business skills and the strategy of an economist to turn schools around.
Mm. Wow, that's quite interesting. So, when it comes to, was it long time ago when you said, "Hey, I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm going to go into teaching." How when what is that? Was it long time ago?
Yeah, well, it was right before I went to college. It was 1998, and so however long, 27 years ago. Yeah,
Yes.
it was back then, but
So,
but it worked out.
yeah, sorry, sorry.
No, I was gonna say so. I was when I had an aunt of mine who heard the news. So my mom accepted it, told her sisters, and one of my aunts pulled me off to the side when she heard about it. She said, "Ben, I hear that you're gonna major in this economics. You're gonna go off and work for big finance companies. What you?" She said, "You think you're gonna go out and make a bunch of money?" I said, "Yeah, yes, that's what I." And she said, "No." And she looked at, she didn't, she, I thought I was being funny. She didn't laugh at all. She said, "No, so much has been given to you. You need to give back." And so when I graduated with that degree, it just hit me that I needed to go and I needed to give back. And that's what led me into teaching. All right, Michael, you're frozen a little bit here. Let me see if it's on my end. All right, Michael, can you hear me?